British drama The Levelling is released on Friday, the 12th of May, and it's actually a bit of a first for both its director, Dickson Leach, and also its star, Ellie Kendrick. And they're both with me now, and I've got to say, congratulations on the film.
Oh, thank
really
you.
Powerful, emotional stuff. I hope it's your first feature film as a director. I know you've done several shorts before, but this is your first feature film. Mm-hmm. Why did you choose this particular story for your first one?
I would love to say that you get a complete decision over your first feature, but I've actually been trying to make features for a while, and I'm just very happy that this is the first one I've been working on that we got to make. But I think actually one of the things that I really appreciated with this story was it was really essential storytelling. I had to look at the kind of essence of what I thought a film was and what I thought a story was, and I had to work with characters who I was very invested in, and I wanted them to be as powerful as possible. So I think this was a film about something that's important to me, about grief and about families who don't talk, and about questions of, unresolved answers, not knowing the truth of everything and how we deal with that emotionally, and moving forward and finding out where home is. And there are so many things in it that are kind of important to me. So I think ultimately it is the best first feature I could have made.
And you also wrote the screenplay as well, didn't you?
I did, yes.
So for your first feature, you're directing and you're writing the screenplay.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot to take on for your first film.
Well, you don't do them at the same time, so that's good. You have some time beforehand writing, and writing is great because it allows you to try out different versions of the story and really figure out, what this is and what kind of an animal this film is. And I think that clearly it's a cow, obviously, but it was fun to sort of work out and have guidance with all the kind of people who helped me develop the script, to find a story that was actually compelling around something that as intimate as this subject matter. And then directing is, again, it's at the end of it. I remember the last day of the shoot, I was kind of like, God, I can't believe I walked onto this set 4 weeks ago and didn't know what I know now and still thought I could do this. So it was a huge learning curve, and it's been brilliant to have amazing people around me with a lot more experience. So like Ellie, who made this possible, really.
Well, you've got more experience than that. I mean, you've been in this industry longer than I have, haven't you?
I know, but you're so good, and you.
So I was just thinking, 4 week shoot. So presumably the script didn't change much once you started.
Once we started shooting, no. There were a couple of scenes that we kind of changed when we sort of tried it with the actors, and they were like, why are they doing this? And I was like, yeah, good point.
Yeah, you were very flexible with the script. It's all your words, but there were moments in which you were, because you knew it so well, you were comfortable with going like, oh yeah, you can lose that line, or you can do it in this way, and whatever.
Or just suddenly, when you're suddenly in a space and you've got actors saying things, and you suddenly realise you actually don't need this, so you can. But someone had said to me, shoot the script. Don't go off book crazy, because actually you've worked on the script for a long time, and you'll get to the edit and go, why didn't I just get that scene? So we did shoot the script as much as possible, but also you've got a team of talented people around you, and they are very often going to have ideas that are better than yours, and I think you've got to be open to taking those on.
You have to have that flexibility in there, just a little bit of give. And of course, last year you received the IWC Filmmaker Bursary Award,
which
came via the BFI. Now I know that's only about 6 months ago, but I wondered what difference it's made to your career since you received it.
I mean, it's obviously, it was such a huge life-changing award to win because of the amount of money that came with it, which has allowed me basically the freedom to spend this year really thinking and working very hard on what my next film will be, and meeting people, and writing new projects, and talking to other producers about other projects, and thinking very seriously, because it's taken me a while to get this first feature made, and your second feature, especially as a woman, is very hard to get made quickly, and so you don't want to kind of blunder into something that's not actually going to happen, or that you don't really believe in, just because, you're having a moment. You kind of really want to get it right. And so it's given me the kind of space, mental space, creative space to do that. And I just think it's a brilliant, brilliant award, and I'm so grateful to them.
And you've got David Troughton, and of course he's already well known for playing another father in The Archers.
Yes.
I wondered why you chose him for his particular role, and indeed Ellie for hers.
You've got to cast the best person for the role. I mean, it's as simple as that. And I think David is hugely talented, massively experienced, and has so much presence, and that was something that was so important for this character, was that he would just walk on and you could see it in his body, how he was feeling, and I think somebody who does a lot of stage work, like David does, they really carry that, and that was just crucial for Aubrey. And obviously he's Tony Archer, he's just a brilliant actor altogether, so I knew that it was really important to me that he was really good, and David's really good, so that was a joy. And Ellie, as soon as I'd seen some of Ellie's other work and just loved how versatile she was and how clearly she had such a handle on her craft, and then when we met and I, could see how well she responded to kind of conversations and notes, and I just sort of knew that this was the only person I wanted to play Clover, and it was the beginning of our creating this character together. So I feel incredibly lucky to have these two
Ellie, the film it's not quite a two-hander, but it's close, really. So I wondered what it was like playing those scenes with David Troughton, especially as they are actually quite weighted with emotion.
Yeah, it was a real gift to have a script which just trusts the actors to play out a scene, right? So often, I think it is happening more and more as our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. You get really almost montage world, where we're not given any chance really to spend time in the lives of the characters that that the films are dealing with. So it was a real joy to just play out these scenes, which were so well written. So that was great to be able to do that. And I always, for me, the script, the kind of the text, the words are always the place I start with. So it was lovely to be able to be in the room and be trusted by the writer and director to carry those words rather than smash cutting to cows.
And you and David, you worked so well together, and it was just great to watch, and they both asked the right questions. And of course, there's also the sort of third character in the film is James, played by Jack Holden, who's also done a lot of theatre. This is his big screen debut, and he is magnificent as well. So I really felt very lucky to have these three such talented actors on set.
And apart from the words, you have an awful lot to do with animals in the film. There's
yes.
One particular bull calf that I seem to recall, and I just wondered, have you got any animal experience to draw on for those scenes?
It's funny you say this. I've actually strangely done a lot of projects with animals in the past. My first lead role was when I was 13 and I was playing lead in a kids TV series where I was playing a girl who could read a dog's mind. And so that was back when I was 13. And, and over a decade later, I'm back again with a dog at my side and more animals to deal with as well. And of course, I've done things like Game of Thrones where there's lots of animals and riding horses and sadly skinning rabbits and all that sort of stuff. So I've actually had a lot of work with nature and with animals in the time that I've been working, which is great actually. I much prefer working like that than working in a kind of an airless studio with a green screen behind you and like a gaffer tape X as an eye line to interact with. It's exciting working with animals because you don't know what they're going to do. And it was great to learn how to milk cows for this project. We took that research really seriously and we had the farmers who ran the farm we were filming on teach us how to milk cows and all that stuff, so that was great.
You certainly seem to get on well with Milo the dog from what I could see. Now, of course, you've got another film coming out later on this month, which is Whiskey Galore. And I wondered how much you knew about the original film, which of course goes back to about 1949.
Yes, I'd actually seen the original film because it was a kind of a family favourite in my household. So I'd seen it before, only kind of when I was much younger. So I knew of it when it was coming around again. So yeah, that was great actually. I filmed it the same summer as I filmed The Levelling. So and Game of Thrones. So some very, very different roles all jumbled up into one. It was great to kind of
non-stop as well for you.
Right, it was quite a busy time, but that's always what you want as an actor. The busyness is the dream mode. That's the thing that you're chasing is busyness. So it was fantastic. It was a great summer. Lots of very different projects I could stretch myself in different directions with.
Scotland and Somerset.
Yeah, exactly.
One end of the country to another.
Yeah.
And you're going to hate me for doing this, but I've got to ask you a Game of Thrones question.
No, go ahead.
Because season 7 starts in July, and obviously a much bigger scale than the 2 films we've just been talking about. I just wondered if your character was going to get involved in more of those sort of big action sequences, like that sort of axe fight with the zombies.
There's very little I can tell you about the next season, apart from that I'm in it. The cat's in the bag, that I'm still in it. Out the bag, I mean, that I'm still in it, because they released some photos, some production stills. But I'm afraid I can't tell you anything more than that, other than you'll just have to watch it and find out what happens.
Okay. Ellie Kendrick and Dickson Leach, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you.